Meet the fastest man on Earth, Usain Bolt. With a surname that says it all, the superstar sprinter from Jamaica has gone from being the gangly kid with little desire to train to developing into the speediest train on 2 feet. And thanks to his signature pose and the larger-than-life persona, Bolt is an athletics icon with no rivals. He may be as quick as lightning, but not even this wonder of the sporting world can outrun the truth. When deciding on who's the most polarizing navigator of all time, Christopher Columbus must be on the list. Because while some celebrate his exploratory exploits,
Christopher Columbus was one of the greatest geniuses in world history. He was a marvelous sailor.
others saw him as an outrageous and cruel colonizer.
The government celebrates and honors Queen Isabella's and Christopher Columbus's statues. But we cannot do that because the explorer's arrival marked the day of our humiliation.
On the second of his 4 voyages to the New World, Columbus accidentally discovered Jamaica in 1494, thinking he was in the outlying islands of East Asia. Centuries later, England captured the peaceful island nation, luring laborers from Spain and Asia to join them. Armed with an array of spices, Jamaica would soon become famous for spicy food.
Jamaican society loves spices because we are a blend of Hindu, African, and European. So we are Afro-European, Asian, you know it. And because of that, every one of those nationalities brought the spices. And because we are in the melting pot, out of many one people, we have to combine all the spices together. So we are really a spice people.
The largest sporting remnant of British colonialism is probably cricket, with reputable representatives that include Michael Whispering Death Holding and, more recently, Chris Gayle. But no national athlete has garnered more international attention than Usain Bolt. Bursting onto the world athletic scene at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, Bolt quickly became the scene's most dominant sprinter. The English may have influenced Jamaican culture, but no English Olympian has influenced the game more than the jovial Jamaican.
I think we owe him, as not in just in athletics, in all sports, owe him a lot on how he does it is incredible. Triple gold, come out year after year, and it's an inspiration to so many people.
Coming up, a lightning bolt becomes an icon. Jamaica is no stranger to forces of nature. When hurricanes hit the 3rd largest island of the Greater Antilles, airports close and houses are boarded up as monstrous waves and 250-kilometer-an-hour winds lash out. Despite being just as fast and devastating, there is one force of nature the nation cheers for with every stride it takes. Usain St. Leo Bolt. Relying on God-given talent alone, the teenage Bolt became a world junior champion in 2002, the same year he shot up to his current 6'5" frame. However, he'd need to learn that his talent was given, but sustained success was earned. Hence, he was shipped out from his hometown of Trelawney to Kingston by Jamaica's Prime Minister, where Bolt would be forced to replace his proneness for practical jokes with proper training. Yes, training. Something Bolt wished came to him as easily as running really, really fast.
I think when I was transitioning to being a professional, I was relying more on my talent than actually the work I was doing. So for me, I would tell my younger self to really get serious more quickly. Because if I had worked on my talent when I was really younger, then I think I would have done a lot more in my career. It's shocking, but it's true.
Bolt made his Olympic debut at Athens in 2004, but it was a dismal experience. Racing with an injury, he was eliminated in the first round of the 200 meters. But 4 years later at the Beijing Games, things would be stratospherically different. The 2007 World Championships were a wake-up call for Bolt. Still struggling to come to terms with a training regimen that would make the most of his talent, he managed to wrestle himself 2 silver medals when nothing but gold would do.
I remember getting to the championship and I felt like I was in good shape because I was training. And after I lost to Tyson Gay, I remember going to my coach and I was like, yo, coach, I really tried my best. What can I do to win? Because I really want to win. And he says, you slacking off in the gym. You know what I mean? If you want to win, you have to get stronger. And I was like, all right. So for me, I wanted to win. And I knew what I needed to do. And from then on, I just took the step and worked, pretty much.
Just a month out of his first Olympic Games, Bolt set a world record in the 100 meters with a time of 9.72 seconds in what was only his 5th senior run in the distance. Tyson Gay, who finished second in that race, was overwhelmed by Bolt's performance. It looked like his knees were going past my face, he said. That performance set the stage for the 2008 Beijing Olympics, better known as the Usain Bolt Games. With his left shoe untied, he smashed his own 100-meter record with a time of 9.69 seconds. And had he not celebrated his victory before crossing the finish line, he could have been even faster. He later snuck by Michael Johnson's 200-meter record with a time of 19.30 seconds. He also helped Jamaica set the 4x100-meter record with a time of 37.10 seconds. Though that gold was revoked 9 years later, after it was discovered that teammate Nesta Carter tested positive for a banned substance.
What happened with Nesta is unfortunate and it was really hard on me, but it's just one of those things.
Bolt wasn't the only person who took the news hard.
It took like 8 years before they could find a banned substance in his body. That's not necessary, that's stupid and that's crap.
As a Usain Bolt fan, you know, not saying I'm not a Jamaica fan, but you know, Usain Bolt is my human hero. And boy, it just shows, you don't cheat, please.
Nonetheless, with each gold came his signature golden stance. And just like that, Lightning Bolt took the world by storm. Now a household name, at the 2009 World Championships, he broke his own records again. With mind-boggling times of 9.58 in the 100 and 19.19 in the 200 meters. But the 2011 World Championships in Daegu proved he was somewhat mortal. That's because Bolt was disqualified in the 100-meter final after leaping out of the blocks before the gun had gone off.
I've been through rough times, but I've always found a way to get the win. But that one time, I messed up, and that's something that stands out to me all the time. every time people ask me, that's something that always pops right into my head.
The winner on that day, his training partner, Johan Blake.
To see the false start, it was just traumatizing for me, and I have to just refocus and say, look here, Blake, you're in there for Jamaica, you have to get the job done.
With the London Olympics just around the corner, Bolt was eager to put the incident behind him.
I think I'm over the fact that I false started because I know exactly why I false started, so I don't think it'll be a factor at the Olympics because I'm really focused and I know what I want.
I think there's only one man there, and that's Bolt.
He's really bold. He's electricity. He travels on the light speed.
Well, I hope Usain Bolt wins just because he's a superstar. We're coming to see him in the 200 on Thursday, so we just want him to do really well.
My instinct is that Bolt will win this simply because he has that crucial asset of having been through the rounds before, having been through an Olympics and a World Championships before.
With great fanfare, Lightning landed in London intent on becoming the first athlete ever to defend both 100 and 200-meter titles, all while putting on a spectacular sprinting show for the fans.
It's not like one time when it's just run, wave, and go home. It's fun. At the start line, I'm laughing. If there's a camera in the warm-up here, I'm messing with it. They're seeing me from inside. They're laughing. They're feeling the energy before I even get into the stadium. I want to go out there and I want to run fast. I want to win. I want to break records. And then at the end of the day, I want to perform for the fans. So everything they want from me, I want for myself.
The stars were aligned one more time for Usain as he successfully defended all 3 gold medal performances from Beijing, including a repeat of Jamaica's 2008 4x100 relay gold in record time. Cue the craziness.
Over the moon. Amazing.
Amazing.
Undeniably, one of our finest moments in this country. It has done so much for the psyche of the Jamaican people.
Cue the cadaverous.
Good morning, ladies and
Usain Bolt is an active performance legend. He's an icon. He's the best sprinter of all times. I think that is a good qualification.
Cue the king of sprinting.
Feeling great. I'm happy I did what I did and I came here to become a legend. I am now, so I'm very happy with myself.
After the break, Lightning strikes one final time. Following London 2012, it's safe to say that Usain Bolt was on a bit of a high. Having dominated and defended his Beijing gold medals, life was good.
I've made myself a legend. I've made myself one of the greatest athletes in the sport, and I'm trying to push the barriers and see how much more I can do in the sport.
However, Bolt forgot about one barrier no human being has ever overcome: Father Time. Hence, heading to the Rio Games in 2016, his tune changed somewhat. His appearances on the track became more selective, while his appearances off it became more sponsor-related. All aimed at making the most of his unique persona while resting his aging and oft-times injured body. In those increasingly rare moments when it was showtime, however, Bolt remained brilliant. With consecutive World Championship titles in the 100, 200 and 4x100 meters, there continued to be nobody better.
If I want to be among the greats, I have to continue winning until I retire, and that's my aim, and that's what I want to do.
In fact, only his surgically repaired hamstring would hinder him from sweeping those same events at the 2014 Commonwealth Games, where he still came out with a gold in the only event he competed in.
After the 4x1 in Glasgow, I felt pretty good. I felt smoother. So I think the more I run, the faster I'll run.
So how does Usain Bolt run faster than anyone else? Director Gail Leblanc broke it down in Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive.
For me, good reaction is key because I'm a kind of a poor starter. Set. If I get a good reaction, then I can get myself in the race, even if my first couple steps are not quick. From start to 30 minutes, that's my drive phase. Keep your body forward, keep your head down, and let's keep driving, driving, driving. After I start coming with my drive phase, that's when get tall. It's all about getting tall, straight, knees up, shoulders down. That's when you start to get the top speed. 50 meters is when I check. I just glance left, glance right to make sure where I'm positioned in the race. I may start listening to the crowd, listening to the cheers. 60 meters, that's when I become a beast, really. That's when I start to dominate a race. Majority of the time I can tell from probably 60, 70 meters if I'm going to win the race because the last 40 meters of my race is a stronger part of my race. Last 10, 15 meters of a race, I start checking again. Check to the right, check to the left. Can I stop running? 10 meters, that's when I determine if I've won because last 10 meters, you're not going to catch me. No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter how focused you are, no matter how ready you think you are, you're not going to catch me because that last 10 meters is going to take me 3.5 strides to pass the finish line. And this is where the glory begins. It's when you pass the finish line, I do what I want. Celebrate to the world, do crazy stuff. But that's when the crowd love me because I put my flavor to it.
Another production has revealed even more secrets to Bolt's success. In 2016, I Am Bolt, a documentary film based on his life, was officially released with the world premiere at Leicester Square in London.
It's a great feeling to know that we are the parents and he's now an actor, so we just want to see what he's all about.
It seems the road to greatness wasn't a solitary one, as Bolt shared the journey with a select few.
So Usain likes to have a small team around him. I see it like a triangle. At the top there's Coach Mills, who's his coach, who's his second father, who's the one that makes him run fast.
Go!
All right, downhill 424, uphill 460. Anything slower than that?
No, what about Coach?
You gotta do it over. We got a fat athlete here who's lying on his back. So we're gonna reduce his meals and increase the work.
And then he's got NJ, his best friend. They grew up together, they went to school together. He's become his manager. I think NJ is the one that keeps him motivated. He loves him like a brother. He would take the bullet for Usain.
This is called a food sampling. So I have to sample the food and ensure that it is right for Usain. So if I drop down, yeah, I have to eat food an hour before.
Is it true that you sample everything for Usain before he...
No.
And then on the other side of the triangle is me and our staff.
Like the dynamic of his team, the reason behind Bolt's desire to make a documentary of this nature was simple.
One of the main things I want to try to get across to the world is that this is not easy. I think most people concept of me is that, oh, Usain, it's easy for Usain. It's no stress. You know what I mean? That's what most people always say to me when they see me, like, oh, you make it look so easy, but it's not.
If being Bolt isn't always easy, for him, choosing the time to retire was. On the cusp of 30 at the Rio Games, Brazil would become Bolt's final opportunity to cement his status as the greatest track and field athlete of all time.
I want to be among the greats, and without this Olympics, I would be great, yes, but I don't think I would be in the bracket as Muhammad Ali, and Pele, and the great footballers, Cristiano Ronaldo, all these guys. That's what I want.
In 2016, the Olympics arrived in Rio de Janeiro with both fanfare and ferocious opposition. Because while the stage was set for the world to unite under the common banner of athletic brotherhood, building that stage came with a cost that seemed to suffocate the nation into financial submission. The Games needed greatness, and Usain Bolt fit the bill.
It is extraordinarily significant if he can pull this off, because no athlete has ever done this. He's the first athlete ever to repeat as 100, 200, and 4x100 meter Olympic gold medalist, having done it in 2008 and then repeated again in 2012. To do that again in 2016 to 3 different times is incredible. I mean, it is on par with nothing, really.
Lofty expectations from Olympic legend Michael Johnson, but the legend he was referring to was ready for the challenge. And the fans were ready to witness it all.
When I went to Rio, I knew I was going to get love. I knew, but when I actually walked into the stadium, and it wasn't like jam-packed, but it was so loud, and the energy that it gave me, for me, that still surprised me, you know what I mean?
What ultimately wasn't surprising was how his quest for a three-peat turned out. 3 for 3. The 100, 200, and 4x100 once again. He may have seemed disappointed in his inability to break his 200-meter record, but he truly achieved his goal of becoming the greatest. Bolt finished his Olympic career by going 9 for 9, albeit later returning 1 gold because of Nesta Carter's failed 2008 drug test. No reason to dwell on the past. Like the finish line he always crossed first, his focus is set firmly on the future.
I wanted to try professional football to see if I'll be any good. I think I will be, but you never know. And when it comes to being a coach, no. I don't want to be a coach. I see what I put my coach through the years, so I really don't want to go through that with any athlete, so I'll just chill out. But otherwise than professional football, I just want to be a lazy person, be a bum at home.
Still to come, sprinting to sporting success. In 2017, the Principality of Monaco was home to a World Sports Awards ceremony of the highest order.
Good evening and welcome to the Laureus World Sports Awards 2017.
The Laureus Academy have chosen.
The 18th edition of the event saw Usain Bolt recognized for his success at Rio 2016 by being given the 2017 Laureus Sportsman of the Year award.
This is your 4th Laureus, equaling the record held by Roger Federer and Serena Williams, a remarkable achievement. Stop breaking people's records, please.
Only a man this legendary would be capable of making the great sporting names of the previous year strike his lightning pose in their designer suits and evening gowns.
I have my trophy room, so I have that special spot that I've already wiped off. Lights. I have a nice little light to shine on it.
The spotlight on Bolt continues to shine brightly, and in a manner similar to the modern greats of world sport, he recognizes that fame serves a specific and somewhat noble purpose, one reserved for a select, sublime few.
And the start of the year, it was like, what's happening, you know what I mean? But talking to my coach, talking to my people, they kind of let you understand what people expect of you. Just be yourself, you know what I mean? You're here to be a role model. And I talk a lot about being a role model because I think that's one of the things that I love the most about this. When kids text me or adults text me and say, listen to me saying, you really motivate me to go into my exam or just to compete or just to get up, you know what I mean? People say a lot of things just by that, and it feels good to know that I can do that for people, you know what I mean? To know that I'm that person who makes them feel good about themselves or motivates them to want to do better for themselves.
His achievements are unparalleled, but the energy that accompanies those achievements also has no rivals. And perhaps that is what makes Usain Bolt so special. Because there is no doubting his athletic ability, but the genuine happiness with which he lives his life could very well have been the impetus to all his golden success. Lightning never looked so good. And that is the truth.